Good morning. Good morning. Such another wonderful, beautiful morning, right? I am Kelly Frick, Kelly Frick Connect, here to help you transform your health and wellness with hope and healing. And I'm super excited to share with you about brain fog. All right, so why do we have brain fog? There are so many conditions, right, that can contribute to brain fog. And so many foods that can increase just our inflammation, right? That creates the inflammation that exacerbates the condition of our brain fog. So sometimes with all of our chronic stuff that's going on, there is an emotional component. We cannot ignore the fact that there can be an emotional component. There is something that hasn't been addressed. And I like to look at the whole entire system to be able to cross-reference our physical health with our emotional health, and see that there is a relationship. There's an amazing relationship. So first, let's just address, brain fog and some of the symptoms, some of the physical symptoms we might, have or that we might be experiencing, like low energy, fatigue, right? Irritability, trouble concentrating, headaches, forgetfulness, low motivation, anxiety, confusion, insomnia, just a disinterest in exercise, right? Brain fog also can be contributed to not getting enough sleep. Our adrenals aren't getting that sufficient rest and restoring. Deficiencies can be related, though, to some of the things that we put in our body, like sugar and alcohol, refined carbs, and even overdoing caffeine. Prolonged standing, which was super weird for me, because I love standing, but I've definitely noticed over the years that too much standing creates too much inflammation. So having that balance of standing and sitting, dehydration can cause brain fog, feeling faint, inflammations and changes with our hormones, with our dopamine, serotonin, cortisol. These all affect our mood, our energy, our focus, all of this stuff, right? So when this stuff becomes chronic, though, that's when we need to start really addressing what could be an emotional underlying issue. So some resources that I love, I love going to different sources like Dr. Axe, Dr. Eric Z, Dr. Hill with doTERRA, all that stuff, of being able to see what is physically going on, and then going to some of the same resources as well as other sources to see what overlays emotionally. So looking at things like Ayurvedic medicine helps us see when there's a certain chronic thing, what could possibly be an underlying emotional issue. Going to resources like St. Hildegard is really super helpful of seeing what could be an emotional thing that is going on and underlying, right? So some cool things I've been really learning and reading about is autophagy. All right, and autophagy is this really cool thing that your body does to restore and repair. And I ironically discovered autophagy through 3 different books that were so not related in any way, shape, or form. One was about restoring our skin, remembering and respecting that our skin is our largest organ, right? And that if we're not caring for our skin and allowing it to be able to detoxify, then not only can the physical junk not come out, but the emotional junk can't come out. So the book that, hey Laura, it's so good to see you this morning. So Glow 15, ironically, really talks a lot about autophagy. Super great book. But what I like about this book, and I'll tell you the other books too, I've been reading this Brain Save to help my husband with his concussion, his most recent concussion, I should say, that he received. And then The End of Alzheimer's. So I won't geek out with all of these books with you, but the point being is, it was kind of like the Holy Spirit whispering to me and saying, there's something to this autophagy that I need to be learning about, right? So, but let me real quick let you understand a little bit about autophagy. What it does is it helps prevent neurodegenerative disorders. It enhances our metabolic efficiency. It improves our muscle performance. It helps fight against infectious diseases. It helps prevent icky growth within our system, all sorts of things. The key component that she talks about in this book is bergamot. All right, and that's the key thing that I want us to talk about today is bergamot. Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry that the connection is not so great, but there will be the replay. Don't worry. So bergamot. Bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance. It relieves feelings of despair, self-judgment, and low self-esteem. It supports the individual in need of self-acceptance and self-love. All right, and I'm getting this resource from the Emotions and Essential Oils book. So this is pretty cool and pretty awesome in understanding that when we're having brain fog, all right, we're going to go to another source of understand our brain. Sometimes when there's brain things going on, when we're having brain fog issues, there could be an underlying issue with our brain's circuitry, right? With our switchboard of how we feel about ourselves. So reminding ourselves that I am the loving operator of my mind, or if we're really having heaviness of fatigue, sorry, I thought I had it right here in front of me. Oh, there we go. Are we having a resistance? Are we feeling a lack of love for what we are doing? So remind ourselves that we're enthusiastic about life and filled with energy and enthusiasm. Those are really super helpful. So as we're trying to work through our brain fog and trying to get ourselves nutritionally sound to help ourselves on the nutritional aspect, really digging deep into, is there a self-acceptance issue going on? And bergamot can be really supportive and helpful with that because it addresses negative emotions like despair, low self-esteem, self-judgment, unlovable, feeling hopeless. And it helps bring in the positivity of self-acceptance, of optimism, of confidence, hopefulness, lovableness, feeling good, good enough to do and to live and to be, right? So bergamot has a cleansing effect in our stagnant feelings and our limiting belief system. Bergamot is wonderful for those who feel kind of down and hopeless. So, Earl Grey Tea, all right? So we all know Earl Grey Tea, that has bergamot in it. But it just has, an essence of it, or it's not, the full therapeutic property of an oil in this tea. So making your own bergamot tea, your own Earl Grey with a good high quality oil like doTERRA that is therapeutic, that is safe to ingest, and that is going to uplift your mood, that's going to help you with that self-acceptance to be able to break through the brain fog. And I like to also combine it with some other oils to help open up my mind to release the emotions, as well as to help me become aware of some of the emotions that might be holding me down because of the brain fog, or the brain fog is causing me to not address some of those emotions. So that is my fun thing for today about brain fog. And I want to throw out this for you, that if you would like to be able to try out my coaching and my support and my services for 10 days for free, private message me or comment below, and I'll plug you into my private group, my private content, because I'm going to be hopping on there and actually make my a Toffee G bergamot tea. And those are some of the things that I do, that I provide for my oils tribe, my oils family, for my clients and support, and to be able to serve and to bless all of you. So you have a beautiful and blessed day, and I look forward to visiting with you more soon. Take care. God bless.